What is good? This is Das Bones, back and better than ever, and I am tuning in with
Monkey D. Michael.
And we are back with a very special segment because this is a new series altogether my boy Michael got me into. This is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Most people who know me will say I never take recommendations, but I'm always willing to give recommendations, and I was super excited that you finally got into this one.
Yeah, it took me a little time to finally dive back into it because you know I'm a hardcore One Piece fan.
Yes.
I have really been into Attack on Titan for years. And my newer linchpin series had been The Promised Neverland. And right now we're all in on MAPPA Studios. And
yes.
The point of this is also what can't they do between Attack on Titan, between The God of High School, and now Jujutsu Kaisen. The animation alone, that's kind of...
They've just been like churning it out. It really makes me hope that they're feeding their animators correctly because they're putting in amazing work, especially with all the different techniques that they're putting into the different animations, you know?
Yeah, like what we've been seeing a lot of is the special curses and be-all villains, and there are different ranks of those. And they are, of course, going, I'll say, I guess, opposing the sorcerers, the Jujutsu sorcerers. And that's what we find out Itadori Yuji is, and that's when he meets his sensei. Well, he really just wakes up in a room that he has really no recollection of.
Cursed,
and he's
all
tied up. Yeah, he's bound up, real hemmed up. And we see his quote-unquote sensei at this point, Satoru Gojo, who is traditionally, you don't get to see the dopest character in the series so early. But this is why this series just breaks all of the traditional barriers of battle shonen, because there are some where you get that, but a lot of the time you just get the perspective of that main character who has to climb his way up the power scale.
Well, for sure, but at the same time, when we do see like powerful people in these animes, they'll show us a hint or two of their power, and you'll be like, oh man, that's crazy, and they'll build on that.
Yeah,
here we're like, oh man, this guy is super strong, and where are we supposed to go from here? How, like, he's already the strongest.
Yeah, and even the enemies who are the unregistered special curses that we are recognizing now, who in all of these kind of, I'd say it's similar to the League of Villains if you're a fan of My Hero. That's what I've kind of drawn the closest parallels to. But they recognize the main point and the main opposition is neutralizing the GOAT, take out the Hokage, like cut the head off the snake, and then we will take care of Sukuna, who is of course the special curse, one of the strongest demons that have, like, one of the most notorious demons of all time. He puts himself in a very interesting position when he decides to eat the finger, because that is really what he wants. He wants a vessel to put himself in a position to gather the rest.
But I think it's kind of a catch-22 at the same time, because he wanted a vessel. That's why his fingers are like petrified and like ready like to be eaten. But at the same time, I don't think he expected someone to be able to eat the curse and also be able to suppress him as well.
Yeah, he was really thrown for a loop because he presumed that he was a weakling, but at the same time, why would you assume somebody that is your vessel is like, you're kind of devaluing yourself to that point. Like, are you giving yourself no more worth? Like, you gotta have somebody that's got some strength in order for it to be able to maintain you, bro.
Which is why it makes Itadori Yuji like such a cool character, you know? Like just from the start, like before he even ate the finger, he was, I'm already strong, like I'm surpassing people's like limits, I'm just doing the work. So Itadori Yuji has our Naruto of the series, but he's also shown that he's strong already and that he can build on that.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to really manifest the cursed energy, which is the end-all be-all like power level. That is the chakra, that's the key, that's the nin that we see. And he has teammates like Obara, thank you, and they have that anti-Sasuke, anti-Sakura dynamic.
Right, definitely.
Nohara doesn't have any of the deficiencies that Sakura has earlier in the series.
Well, she's also not, dumbfound crazy over a boy. Like, I'm like a grown woman, I can defend myself. I'm just as strong as you are, if not stronger. Which powers her, like, to a lot of different female characters, aside from probably, like, Mikasa on my list. Because she's just kind of that chick who's not gonna play around with you.
Yeah,
like,
she's
let's
kind
get
of
down.
got those Urza vibes of Fairy Tail. Like, you know right off the bat that she's gonna be a badass in her own right. And she is expecting them to be head over heels for her. Like, knows that she's a queen. So I'm really loving the energy that she's giving off, and I'm loving just the different ways that they're manifesting their abilities. Of course, Yuji is running into Naruto issues. Like, he can't really use chakra very well. He can't manipulate it and manifest it very well early on. But his teammates have these unique skill sets, and they're kind of meant to pick up his slack. But he's still powerful. But Mugi, of course, is summoning these animals using this. Tell us a little bit about what he does and brings.
He's basically our beast tamer. He can take control over like small curses and things like that. So far, where Chris is at, I'm not gonna spoil him.
Episode 11, by the way.
It's been actually pretty insane. He can control, let's see, a hawk, a wolf, and some other minor curses, and he's just it's almost like a shadow ability. Now, we have gotten hints building to that he's a lot stronger than he thinks he is mentally, and he can get to the limits if he really tries hard enough.
He's got that latent potential in him, and Yuji are those kind of rivals so far. They have a different relationship up to this point. They don't just naturally butt heads necessarily.
No, it's definitely more friendly, for sure. Right off the bat, you could tell that Megumi was, he wanted to save Yuji. He just wanted to help, and that's what he did.
Yeah,
so, like, if we can help him, that'd be all the better.
Exactly, and he kind of recognized that it was just a natural urge for him to want to help. He has that or a-hole energy that he gives off, but he's really just not in it for himself. He's just trying to be the best, like, Jujutsu sorcerer that he can be, and he's just trying to reach that first rank. And I'm really looking forward to see how this show develops, because this big three that you mentioned, not only is that happening with this series as a whole, but I'm hoping like this trio as a team can really develop some type of team chemistry, seeing how they, like, as they go on more missions and they get higher stake opportunities, like what is going to get brought out of them, like what type of latent potential, what type of skills are they going to develop. I just want all of it.
I need some Team 7 done right.
Let's do it. But until next time, just be on the lookout for more Streamcast content. Be on the lookout for Book of Daz, more coverage of Attack on Titan, One Piece, man, it's all on the way. But until next time, you know the Lotus always blooms twice.